EGM Network.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. If you're cruising up and down I-95 or US 1 in the Treasure Coast area, we are on every Saturday and seemingly Sundays as well at 2 o'clock right here on the Patriot Radio, which is 1370 AM and 107.9 FM. We've got a pretty good listener, good audience out there from what I understand from the front office girls. So, so if you don't watch us on YouTube that we're recording right now, you can always hear us every Saturday, 2 o'clock.
Right.
On WAXE, which is the Patriot Radio.
And Jesse, you're still putting up shorts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
we have some.
Right.
We had one short that's up to 5,000 views on YouTube.
Okay.
Which is great. So, anyway, let's talk about a little bit of news that I recall, even though I messed up and I didn't send the file to the radios. What I did was I put the file on an email to Jesse for him to print off for us. And then I had a graphic because that file for some reason, doesn't translate over to his email well with a graphic. So I wanted that graphic. So I'm like, add this graphic to the Tech Talk section. So I put the file in, the whole show that I wrote today. Took me 2.5 hours. Right. Right. I've never made it.
You got nothing to do anyway.
I slid that on. I could drag and drop it into the email. Right. Then I drag and drop the graphic and I put it right on the same line where the other file was, the show file. Yeah. And bink, that thing disappeared. I didn't notice it. All he sent was a picture of an oil can, basically.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So we're winging the show, but I guess we're doing all right. I just got some feedback that we're doing pretty good.
Reminds me of a pitcher for the Red Sox.
That's right. Oil can boy.
Oil can boy. Yeah.
He was great. Okay, so here's a fun one. This one I didn't have on the show file because it just appeared on the drive.com.
Okay.
Iowa passes a bill protecting racetracks from cranky Karens. So the cranky Karens.
That's typical.
Yeah. So what happens now with this bill, they can't shut you down. House Bill number 645. It begins on July 1st this year. These people that move into these condos that are built or houses that are built near racetracks, they have to be told by the real estate people, there's a racetrack. You can't complain to the city or you can't go in front of the city board and, members and say, well, we want that thing shut down. It makes too much noise. No, you're moving in on a business that's been there for years.
Right. We talked about this.
Perfect sense.
And we talked about this last week. It happened everywhere. I mean, especially in Long Island. The National Speedway closed down because they built condos. People complained. Islip Speedway shut down because they built condos. Yeah. It's the same way all
that's
over.
what happened to Detroit Raceway, the drag strip. Yeah. That got shut down years ago because of noise. All right. So in New Hampshire, they do it right. They got Star Speedway, which is only a quarter-mile track. Right. Next to that, they got Epping. In Epping, they've got New England Dragway, which has been there since I was a kid. No complaints. They don't let anyone build near it. And if you do live near it, too bad. Right. Put up with the noise. You better be a race car fan or drag race fan, right? So anyway, that's a great idea. Iowa passed the first time, and I think other states should follow suit. But you're not going to see any of these. I hate to say it, but the liberal states, they're not going to do it. No. They'll let the cranky Karens win and shut down these racetracks.
They should just build themselves a cone of silence and just bring it right down over.
Yeah.
Little get smart there for you.
Maybe over their homes, not over the racetrack.
Yeah, right.
So another story I have off the top of my head is this past weekend, Brittany Force. Okay. She's 38 years old. John Force, the legendary drag race. Right. She's the fastest woman ever. In a fuel car.
Top fuel.
Not these speed. These Utah
the salt flats.
Yeah. They're not the salt flats women, but she went 345 miles an hour in a top fuel dragster. Wow. That's the fastest anyone's gone. Not just and she was 2 years ago, she was a national champion.
Yeah,
she beat all these men. Yeah. She's incredible. She's like her dad. She's aggressive. And she's But we had her on the show.
Yeah.
Were you here when she was on the show?
I think so.
She was
we had
a typical mom.
I thought we had Leah on the show. Right?
Oh, no, we had a couple.
Pruitt, right?
We had a couple. No, we didn't have Leah Pruitt.
I thought we did.
No, I wish we did.
All right.
Leah's cute. Anyway, but Brittany's cute too, though. She's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
But she's a mom, and she plays the mom all week, and then she goes and drag racing. Her kids. She told us she drives like a Dodge Caravan. And she's a typical mom, like a soccer mom.
Yeah.
And then she goes and wins and beats all these men in the dress. She's a phenomenal. But her dad was huge,
Imagine you have your hot rod, you pull up to Brittany Force in her Dodge Caravan, you start revving the engine just for the hell of it.
And then you look over.
And she still beats you. Because the Caravan's got nitrous in it or something,
That's right, exactly.
So now, did she go down a 1/4-mile track or an 1/8 mile?
No, they're the 10th, whatever they are, 1,000 feet.
1,000, so was that an 1,000 feet? Eighth mile?
I think it's an eighth, yeah.
I don't remember how it works.
I don't either. It's more than an eighth.
Okay.
But they shortened it from a 1/4 mile down to 1,000. And a 1/4 mile is what, 1320?
Something like that.
They just cut it by 300 feet because these cars are getting so fast. And these tracks weren't equipped to slow them down after they got by the finish line.
Yeah.
They're still going over 300 miles an hour, and they couldn't stop. They got the parachutes going. They're jamming on the brakes, and they're ending up in the bushes at the other end of the track. So they went to 1,000 feet years ago. And I was unaware of that for a long time, believe it or not. I was watching these drags going, boy, do they do that fast now? But they were going fast, but it was actually a shorter 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So I want to talk about something a little more serious now, and this is really bad. General Motors has been around since 1908, I think. Founded by William Durant, they called him Billy Durant.
Okay.
Way back, and he acquired Chevrolet from the Chevrolet guy. He acquired Buick. He acquired Cadillac, and eventually Oakland, which became Pontiac.
Right.
And then he got kicked out by the board members because he kept buying car companies, and they would actually... Their stock was way low because he kept buying other car companies. But now General Motors has been around for over 100 years. And now this 6.2 liter V8, they have 30,000 fail. 30,000 of these things failed. Okay, 2021 through last year, 2024. The cranks are wrong. The cranks are bad. Or the connecting rods are bad, or they're failing off the crank. But what's going on? How can General Motors continue to put out these trucks when all these failures are being reported? They had 340 failures reported to them, and then the feds got involved and found out there were 30,000.
Wow.
It's not the 5.3 Vortec or anything. It's the 6.2 liter, the bigger one.
And it's gas, not diesel.
Gas, just a gas engine.
Okay.
So now these guys, their trucks are not running, and they can't make enough blocks. They got to put a whole new block in it, a new crank. They're basically replacing the whole engine, and they can't get them fast enough for these people. They're spending $60,000 for a basic. 50 to 60,000 for a basic Chevy pickup or a GMC Sierra.
Yeah, and they showed Jesse put up the picture, and it was a Cadillac right there.
And the Cadillac Escalade
that's got to be 80, 90 grand there, that Cadillac.
And they can't drive their Cadillac. Yeah. So this is absolutely insane. General Motors, what are they trying to pull here? I mean, these people all need to be reimbursed and go buy a Ford or something. I mean, I hate to say it. Well, go buy a 5.3 Vortec or something. 5.3s are much more... reliable, I guess.
Well, I didn't.
How could they keep putting these out like that?
Didn't Toyota have the same problem with their engines? They were blowing up.
Toyota had one in their V6 that was in a lot of the police cruisers in the SUVs, the Durangos.
Right, and
they were seizing up.
And my brother's got a Tacoma. They replaced the engine in that.
The same engine, right?
Same
V6.
Yep, V6 engine.
And then they also had trouble. Okay, let's go even further. The Kia. The 4-cylinder Kia Soul, and some of the smaller Kias, they had mostly the Soul though. They were blowing up. Those engines were catching on fire on the highway,
right?
Or they would just seize up on people.
Yeah.
And so I had a friend who just got a new Kia, and I told her, make sure it's the. She made sure she went to the gym. She made sure before she bought that Kia,
right?
That it was the new engine. It was just a. 2024, and Kia has worked out that issue because they had to replace so many of those 4-cylinder engines. So, I mean, I can't see how General Motors could let this go so long. They had to be aware.
So they recalled all of them? Or
now they're under recall, but you got to wait. If your car's not acting up, they want you to drive until it does.
Until it blows up.
Yeah, basically till you get stranded. It might not even do that to your car, but they have so many, the odds are very high. But it's the GMC Sierra, the Chevy Tahoe, the Chevy 1500 Silverado, the
Cadillac
Suburban, Cadillac Escalade.
Yep.
What are the other ones? You
said the Sierra.
Suburban, Sierra.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's about covers it. The General Motors trucks and SUVs.
Yeah.
Tahoe, Suburban.
So none of the cars, because they didn't have the big V8s.
No, they didn't have those big V8s.
Well, the Camaro does. 6.2 liter Camaro's got them in.
Yeah, but I think that's completely outfitted differently. I really do. I haven't heard of any Camaros being recalled.
So they're just talking the trucks.
Yeah.
SUVs. Gotcha.
Yep, I think so. Yep.
All right. And real quick, Live in the Loop was last week.
Right.
They had some cars show up.
Yeah. Did you go?
I didn't
said
go.
You were going to go.
I went there Saturday, actually.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you did go.
I did go, but I didn't make it on Thursday.
Yeah.
But there were cars there.
Yeah. They're always.
The music is just phenomenal.
Is it really?
It's phenomenal music.
What kind of music did you see?
Here? I was far away, so I think it was like a soft rock kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But
so every week at the Loop, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. Thursdays they have that jazz band,
right?
And then the other 2 nights, I don't know.
Depending on whoever shows up or what they got going.
And then it starts at 5:30. It's free.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong. I mean, it's beautiful at the Riverside Theater too.
Yes,
it's on the island. You have a lot of times a nice sea breeze or something coming off the river behind you. So it's a
and if you want to stay late, especially on a Friday or Saturday night, the Comedy Zone is right there.
Right, that's true. Yeah,
I mean, I think we do a commercial for the Comedy Zone, right, Jesse?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So the Comedy Zone is there, and there's usually 2 or 3 comics. They're all pretty funny. It's a good time. Please, go out to.
Yeah, they don't have those rinky-dink comics. They have good. They hire good professional comics up there. Yeah.
Yeah, the last one I saw, there was a guy from Texas. He was really good.
Yeah.
So.
All right, why don't we take a break? We'll take a break. We'll come back, and we don't have any tech talk. We don't have any history. Got a little more news, but we can talk about some car shows coming up.
Yeah,
How about
I got some.
Okay, great.
All right, we'll be right back.
You bet.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Big news, Treasure Coast. Your favorite mortgage team just got even better. Introducing the same trusted faces you know and love, now with Union Home Mortgage.
Hi, this is Shannon Pohl.
Hi, this is Lucy Cranker.
And these high-producing team members bring decades of experience, unwavering honesty, and hearts of gold to every home loan. And here's the best part. Same local processing, underwriting, and appraisers you rely on. Contact Union Home Mortgage.
Visit us online at shannonCpohl.com
and LucyCranker.com.
When the check engine light comes on, turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Time for an oil change? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Brake work, alignments, maintenance, and more? Turn to Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach. Your certified service center specializing in alignments, repairs, oil changes, radiators, brakes, even auto electric repair. Just east of US 1 at 1212 23rd Street, Vero Beach. Turn to the local mechanics you can trust. Treasure Coast Auto of Vero Beach.
Welcome back to Classic Car Radio. Once again, I'm Keith McDonald here with Mike Carano. I guess we're not going to see Steve today.
Yeah, Steve, I guess.
He'll probably bang on the door when we're saying goodbye.
And he'll have clear coat all over him.
Yeah. We're going to do one more news story. This one's kind of interesting. Former Ford CEO, this is on thedrive.com, has a magnificent painting of a Ford Taurus on his mantle. And it's at the top of a waterfall.
Yeah, boy.
The reason is this guy, Donald Peterson, was at 41 years at Ford.
Okay.
He became the CEO, and he basically saved Ford back in the 90s whenever it was when the first Taurus came out.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe could have been late 80s. I'm not sure when the Taurus started.
Right.
But then even they had the Taurus SVOs. Remember the SVO?
Yeah, SVO, yeah.
When the Taurus show,
yep.
SHO, those things were fast.
Yeah, Tim Allen from the show that he has an SHO on it.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had Mustang shows also, yep. SHO, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, Donald Peterson basically saved Ford. The Taurus is very popular.
Yeah.
It was a mid-sized car, smaller engine, got good gas mileage. They had the wagon.
Yeah, I had a wagon. I had a Taurus wagon. Yeah.
I actually borrowed one. I smashed up my truck. I was in an accident when I was lived on Martha's Vineyard, and I was rebuilding the front end. The whole front clip I had to do myself.
Right.
I put that front clip on. In the meantime, my dad let me borrow his Taurus wagon.
Gotcha.
And it was a pretty good car. I mean, I excuse me, I need water. But anyway, so he had this painting done of the Taurus on a waterfall, and
I know, but
it all went up for auction.
Is it maybe because that's the car that when he first became GM of Ford, that's the first car that they put out?
No, he's the one that kind of backed up the project.
Oh, okay.
And this Mercury Sable as well.
Oh, yeah, it's the same car, right? Yeah, Mercury Sable, yeah.
So those cars kind of saved Ford. They sold like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then they were everywhere. You can see, and you always knew it was an older person driving them,
and it's not a paint. Is it a painting? Actually, it's a painting. Wow.
He commissioned that painting because of Ford Taurus. He was the CEO at the time. He saved Ford, and so it was a tribute to the Taurus that he designed. He had it painted by one of the Ford designers.
Oh, okay.
One of the those guys are pretty talented, and he put it on a waterfall. Put it at the top of a waterfall. And put it right in a prominent space in his living room over the fireplace. And so the reason it's brought up is his whole estate went up for sale.
Right.
Him and his wife passed away together like a week apart.
Oh, wow.
Just recently. So they put the estate up for sale. And that painting, I don't know, it already sold. The estate went this past weekend. But thedrive.com did not have how much they got for that painting. But I'd be really interested to know.
That's
it has to be someone who really likes someone who really likes a Taurus could definitely have that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd put it up in my house, but
no, I don't think so either. Unless I got a pen out and wrote "show" on it, or SHO.
Put a little thing.
Yeah, Taurus show is a pretty high performance car, to tell you the truth.
Right.
Or even the four-door shows were good, fast, fast cars. I don't know how they. Well, they just fuel injected, I think.
I don't know.
But I rode in one. It was really, really, as we'd say in Boston, wicked fast.
Wicked fast.
All right, Mike, what do we got for shows? You said you have some cruising stuff. And
right. Every Saturday night, Billy DeArden does the cruising over here at McDonald's in Vero Beach on Oslo Road in US 1. They do a cruising in Sebastian. In fact, I think there's going to be... This is the second Wednesday of the month at Five Guys. I got an email saying that they're going to start that up again.
Oh, they are?
Five Guys over in Sebastian.
Yeah. That Five Guys is not doing well with the cars, though. Every time,
it's tough.
We record on Wednesdays, so when I went by there, it was usually about 6:30, and there may be 3 to 5 cars. That was it.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of parking there either.
No. Well, if the other stores are open, it's tough to park. Right. May 17th is the Indian Atlantic Dunkin' Donuts car show. They're going to do it early before Memorial Day. That's going to be May 17th, up 8 a.m. till noon. You've gone to that, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bill Antoniez does that. He does a really good job. And that'll be that day. Then going to do an antique motorcycle show Saturday, also May 17th at 1501 South Harbor City Boulevard in Melbourne.
Okay.
It's the Green Gables 4th annual antique motorcycle invitational, food, drinks, and music. It's $10 for registration on that one. And that's May 17th also. And then the City of West Melbourne is doing a show. It's going to be a market car show, and that's at 3053 Fell Road. That's in West Melbourne, Sunday, May 11th. That's usually on a field. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
What else we got? True Value Hardware. Bill and Mel are also doing that show, Brevard County. That's May 18th. And the True Value is at 2444 North Wickham Road up in Melbourne. And that's from 9 to 12. Usually you have a good turnout up there. They're going to have enjoy a hot breakfast on the griddle, pancakes, scrambled eggs, bacon, bagels, hot coffee.
Wow.
Donations gladly accepted, so all that's probably free. So that you could eat breakfast up there if you want.
Wow. Yeah.
Because you like your free stuff. And then the Summer Crush Winery is presents the Hot Rodding for Heroes Memorial Car Show. That's Sunday, May 25th. All makes and model cars at the Summer Crush Winery. That's at 4200 Johnston Road in Fort Pierce.
Yeah, you go down 43rd.
Yes.
In Vero Beach, it turns into Johnson, and you cross over Indrio.
Right.
And after you cross over Indrio, you're still on Johnson, there. And then it's right down there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Hot Rodding for Heroes. That's Memorial Day weekend, Sunday, May 25th. All makes and models, trucks. Registration is $20. Gates open at 10:30. Car shows from 12 to 4. Best in Show Award and 10 People's Choice Awards. And that's hosted by the No Name Car Club. Those guys are pretty good. You could call Carlos at 772-528-4247 or email him at nonamecarclub@outlook.com.
Okay, then you've got
my favorite.
Talk about your favorite one.
My favorite show of the year. It's the last one. The Vero Beach Elks. Our buddy, Craig Waskow does this show.
Yep.
They build houses for Vietnam veterans. You can't get any better than that.
Right.
That's at the Vero Beach Elks Lodge, 1350 26th Street. That's Sunday, June 15th from 10 to 2. That's sponsored by McDonald's, the AACA Indian River region of the over here in Vero is also a sponsor. You could call Craig Waskow at 772-299-6225. That show starts at 8 o'clock. Your registration is from 8 to 10, and it goes from 10 to 2.
Big turnout there, too.
Yeah, I'll be there. Hopefully my 55 will be done. I'll be able to
I'd like to see that with the new paint.
Up there that day, and we'll see what happens. So that's all I got.
All right.
So you got a minute to go.
We got a minute to go, and we are out of stuff.
You got to say hello to anybody?
No, I'm okay.
Nothing. You're good?
No.
All right.
You?
No.
All right. So, I guess we're not going to see Steve. That's okay.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the show again real quickly.
Steve's got 30 seconds to get here.
So, we are on YouTube every week, 5 o'clock usually. We're a little early this week.
Yeah.
On YouTube, go to Evergreen Media Network on YouTube, or you can watch it right on Facebook as well. And we are also broadcast on the WAXE 1370 AM, 107.9 FM, the Patriot Radio, WAXE. And you can listen to the Patriot at 2 o'clock every Saturday. And a lot of times they rerun it on Sundays at 2 o'clock as well. So if you miss the show on Saturday, check it out on Sunday.
And if you do Google us with YouTube, you got to put Classic Car Radio Show.
Right.
If you don't put the show in on YouTube, you get a bunch of Classic Car Radio.
Oh, okay.
ads. Just so you know about that.
And one more thing, if you want to sponsor our show, we are looking for summer sponsors. It would really be helpful to grab a couple of sponsors for the summer.
And they email us at where?
Oh, they can email us at americacarclassics@gmail.com.
Right.
And we are out of here.
Yeah, we're out of here. Patriot Radio. Listen to us. We're out.